Oh, we did it. Hi, everyone. We're late. Whew. It's
Someone forgot their key.
so, I mean, someone. Whew. Look, given all the things that can happen from jet lag, I think that this was not as disastrous as it could be.
True. And this morning we've gone from -2 up to a whole 3 degrees.
Whew. And apparently we're doing positivity about that, guys. Okay. Whew.
Right.
How are you?
Good. And because it was -2, I put on my Sophie hood, but I didn't raise the hood. I've got it wrapped around. And look, best accessory ever for winter.
Oh,
Can
God,
I
we're
just
gonna bring
share
this
that
down.
with everybody? Christine was a little late to the party, but she's fully on board now.
Ooh.
And, yep, because you're not breathing in mohair, you don't get the fluff, and it doesn't molt over everything.
Well, you get the comfort of the fluff without the shedding of the fluff.
Yes, so it's just great. And so I finished this a couple of days before Christchurch had a -4 degree frost. And to hell with blocking, let's just put it on.
Oh, yeah.
So did, and
We are free from blocking, apparently.
Oh, then it got blocked later, in between the -4 degree frosts.
Of course it did.
But anyway, you're back, tanned,
I'm back.
relaxed.
Hi, tanned, relaxed. Yeah, you know, tanned, relaxed. Now I have all the project bags that I actually needed, it turns out.
You should see them. It was like, oh my God, is he bringing stock? It's like,
No.
yes, every conceivable redesign bag known to man
Okay.
was all here.
Okay, so I have a Project 90, which is really helpful. So for many years, I think we have all heard me, if you've been following along, complaining that it's really hard to find a project bag large enough to carry everything you need for a full-size, like worsted weight jumper. Well, the 10 is not quite big enough when you're doing essay or color work because they're like expansive. They're expansive ways of knitting, and it's great, but it means that you need quite a few balls of yarn and sometimes quite a large jumper if it's knitting around with you all at once. So you need a significantly larger fold flat project bag, in my opinion. So the 90 is great because it's just bigger than the 10, but sometimes
And it comes with a shoulder strap.
it comes with a shoulder strap,
Which
which
is
is
detachable.
really convenient, as you saw this morning, because it helped me handle the fact that I also brought
Oh my God.
my project. I think this one's the 40. This is the really big one that I have in taupe. There we go. We're working on it. And this one's really convenient because I've been wanting to knit more blankets and I've been wanting to knit more complex projects, and that means that you need significantly more yarn and sometimes significantly more selection of colors with you all at once. So if you get this one, then you can take all the yarn for your Marie Wallen project with you everywhere your Marie Wallen project goes.
It looks like a small selection of a wool from the shop.
Yeah, exactly. But honestly, if you're going to be doing a lot of color work knitting, or if you're considering doing a blanket, or if you are going to do Marie Wallen or something like that, these really are actually quite practical and useful because you can take everything with you that you need, and you do need all of them with you.
Right.
So it's one of those situations, and it's a great solution. And I will say I missed all of my mini project bags while I was away because it's also super convenient because then you can throw everything else in your giant fee tote and just lug it along with you. So yes, and that does include a Project 9 for smaller projects.
Gosh, it looks like a miniature version compared to these huge, humongous ones here.
They're great.
Oh my God.
No complaints. Yeah.
Right.
So yes, lots of project bags for lots of great whips. That's what's been going on. But I haven't seen yours.
Right. No. So
your finished objects.
I'll take
lay
this
off
off
for the people
because I finished this and then couldn't come because I was away literally for Matariki. So I finished my Matariki top, which is the flowers, and I've styled it with jeans today because it's been on high rotation for work where I wear it with, depending on the weather, black polo or just a black merino with black knitted pants. And worn it it's been worn at least once a week, sometimes more, and it's just great. And so if there's a star sign that you want to do, you can do it as well.
Oh,
and
perfection.
then I just read on my, one of my 5 million emails that came in
Mm-hmm.
that our own Trelise Cooper is designing a t-shirt for summer here with glitter, because it takes you from AM to PM, from glitz to glamour.
Wow.
So there you go. So I'll be able to wear this in summer as well.
Yeah, from glitz to glamour, just like you thought.
And I've styled it with a different colour, because I know what it's like when you're looking at someone who's wearing black on black and you think, well, where does the top end, where does it finish?
Yeah.
But it's got a really nice, just drop down. Really nice, it's just straight up, and then you just do a few rows to do the sleeve around it. So I just love it. It's an Issachar tweed.
Yes.
And then I use the Paya.
Yes, the Paya from Filcolana.
Yeah, which is the glittery. But you can use the mohair. The pattern says to put it with Tavinium mohair. Scrub that. 2 strands of mohair, you're in. And you only need 1 ball.
Yeah, that's
but
what I was
however
going for.
many flowers you want to put on, and you put the flowers wherever you want.
Impeccable.
So, yeah.
So this is Flowers number 2, Methodiki edition.
Yes.
Yes. Do you think there will be a flower? Oh, there will be, because you're going to do the other flowers top at some point.
Oh yes, the long sleeved one. Yes, that's on the list. And then
so you also finished that Sophie hood, which is in the Issachar soft.
And like, because I've got staff in white. So this is their white, I think they're cream. White.
The cream, the E0.
And there's some 2 new colours coming that look gorgeous, a terracotta and this wisteria purpley blue, which looks just fabulous. So I finished that, and then I finished...
Oh my goodness. Another...
Ethan's, what's the new name?
Garter tip to edge triangle. I'm sorry, everyone. I might even possibly rename it because it's so bad.
Yeah.
I can admit this. But yes, it looks stunning, yours.
Right. Now, Diane, you should have gone with the eyelets, because it just takes it up to a whole new level.
I think after a couple of successful go-arounds without, we'll start the eyelets.
Right. Do the eyelets, because
yes.
it's just great. And I did this in the Walk.
The Walk collection, Cottage
Merino. And
which we still have a little bit of kicking around on discount.
And this is just the perfect size just to fill in a gap. Without it swathing all around and all the rest of it. So it's just great. Now, just to tell you, because I shocked everybody at Knit Night, because the pattern, well, I don't know whether the new pattern will, but the new pattern said knit till you've got 5 grams of yarn left. And I thought, 5 grams? I got to 5 grams, got these new kitchen scales, perfect. And I thought, that's an awful lot of yarn just to finish it off. And I thought, I can get another row out of that. And I did that and weighed it. And I thought, I can get another row out of that. And I got another row. And then I thought, right, better sort of cast it off. So I went to cast off, and I was like 15 stitches short. And I thought, I'm not ripping that back. So then I was looking at where I had started with the tail for cast on, thinking, can I join that?
My.
No, it gets better. And I thought, no. And then what did I do? Because I'm saving all my little bits of scraps for like a sand jar of all the yarn scraps for the year. And I found the yarn that was used to tie the skein together.
Oh my goodness.
Did one of those clever knots that don't pull out, and finished the 15 stitches. So there you go. So, Christine won yarn chicken yet again. Never throw away all your scraps until you've finished the garment.
Okay. Wow. That was a much farther bridge than I was expecting, everyone. Okay, well that was quite a journey of literal knitting.
So that was me. And then somebody was putting, what do you want to do? But that's when I finished this. This was great because I was getting a little over fluff. Do you know what I mean? Especially with the Sophie hood. Though I loved knitting it. It was garter stitch. This was garter stitch. I was getting a bit over it. So then somebody said, you can knit swatches. Hello, I don't think so. So I knitted some dishcloths.
Okay.
Yeah, which were quite flash. They were called French stripes. So they've got 3 stripes and stocking stitch, not garter stitch. So I was in and did that.
Boom, boom. Well, before we move on to the rest of what you're doing, Liz is asking, she is knitting one of the Sophie hoods, and do you block it afterwards? I definitely blocked mine.
Yeah, I blocked mine after it hit -4 degree frost, and it does. It sort of, it just It
blooms.
It blooms. It doesn't bloom a lot, but it does.
Sittles.
Yes.
And if you do block it with pins, they become the same length.
Yeah.
The sizes.
And to be quite honest, the weather was a bit dodgy in Christchurch when I was blocking it, and so I had it laid out, but it was quite thick, and so I just hung it up on the clothesline, both legs, sort of, so to speak. Both of these, and just had it hanging down, and it dries really quickly.
It does dry really quickly.
Yeah, it was drying inside, blocked, but just to give it a bit of fresh air around the place. So, yeah. So, it's great. So, and then, do you want to tell Taylor Swift?
Yes, please, go ahead. I mean, I guess we're doing that.
We just about had Ethan having a seizure outside, because
okay. We practiced already. I'm ready to go. Let's do it.
I just read that Taylor Swift she's bringing in tangerine, or in another word, orange, for her next iteration, really. And you can get this Echo Soft in orange.
Right now?
We've still got it now, because still got quite a few balls, so you can be a Swiftie and be in with it.
There you go. So definitely,
so
regardless.
Bingo card, Taylor Swift, tangerine, petite knits, Sophie Hood. You're in.
We did it. Well, the good news is, once you stared your nightmare in the face, you're ready to go for the rest of the day, everyone. Yes. No, I will say, I wear my Sophie Hood all the time, and do definitely knit one, I guess, even in tangerine.
Yeah.
Now, there is something sitting there that I have never seen before. So I'm going to, because I was expecting to come back to a very different thing.
Yeah, you were.
Sitting there. I thought you were going to be into samurai at this point.
Yeah, no.
And we have gone on a...
Yeah, we've gone on a huge journey. I'm now knitting Lise, L-I-S-E.
Okay.
By the Issigers. I'm not sure whether it's Marianne or Helga. It's described as a blouse, but it's a top. And it's an alpaca 2 and Tavini. Really interesting construction.
Yep, this is what it was.
So, you knit, she says, as she untangles everything. Let me just get my...
She'll just get the Mobius strip undone, and once we've returned to this universe's laws of physics, we'll know what's happening.
So, this is it.
Okay.
This is it here, she says.
So it's kind of a dolman shape?
Yeah, it's going to have sleeves. So you knit this part in alpaca 2 pieces, then do a 3 needle bind off.
Right.
And so it's in like a 3x3 rib, and then you pick up the stitches, which was 281, and then you start knitting across.
Okay. And is this the neck opening?
Yes.
Okay.
And then
How do you make that side?
Well, because you knit the front, doing your cast-offs around the top with really interesting instructions, and then you pick up the other half of the stitches on this side and do the back, and then you've parked these stitches on a cable, and so you join them up, and then you get this. Look at this fabulous shoulder.
So, but what do you do? Sorry, everyone. How do you then reverse this side?
Well, you're not going to have that side and also travel tip.
Is it asymmetric?
Travel tip for beginners. The picture looks nothing. It's like you've taken the photo and then reversed it. So it's not, because when I went on Ravelry, this is an unusual pattern. It's...
Oh.
So,
okay.
Hang on, I'll fold it because you're not going to see the black and white. But can you see that? So... It's in the 2 colours.
Yes.
And so when I went on Ravelry, there's like 10 people have knitted it, which is huge.
Oh, they've hung it backwards. They've hung it backward to how it's actually...
Yeah. So, so this...
Sorry, when you compare the photo to the schematic in the photo are the opposite way rounds, the way the garment is displayed.
So this part's been blocked, and it's come up beautifully.
It is gorgeous.
This hasn't blocked, so it will stretch out. Don't think that, is Christine wearing a skinny midriff top? No. So this will then go out to a sleeve, and then you finish off part of the sleeve with the alpaca, and then this one, I think you pick up the sleeve and go out with the Tavini. So this is super fine, because Tavini's almost like a 3-ply.
Yeah,
really,
it's
isn't it?
Very light fingering.
But it's on a 3.5mm needle, I know. But it's a joy to knit. You can see where you've made a mistake or you drop a stitch. It's going to be super light. And
Yeah.
all the comments on Ravelry were, this was an unusual pattern. The instructions were a little, I just went with my gut knitting it, and I was thinking, yeah, I can do that. But almost everybody has said, wear this jersey all the time. It's their go-to jersey.
I cannot wait to see the outcome.
Yeah. And I thought, well, that's me. And it's super fine, so it's going to be perfect for spring.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Well, I too am knitting a spring jumper at the moment, obviously, and worsted weight color work. The Pelicans is underway. It's certainly effective. So I'm trying to knit one jumper from each of the knitting lives right now, and I think that I'm about to go on a simply insane entrelac and intarsia journey with the next one from A Knitting Life 1. So stand by for hand holding on that one, Christine. You're welcome. I need everyone, I need everyone who survived knitting in the 80s to send me your like cosmic energy for getting through simultaneously entrelac and intarsia. But we'll learn as we go. But yeah, so Pelicans is underway again.
Yeah.
I will say the instructions could be interpreted as sparse. There's definitely some moments where you have to really pay a hot second of attention. Like, I just got through the portion where, and I'm knitting this as per the pattern essentially, so I got through the portion where you add the steeks at the underarm. What they say is decrease one stitch at each armhole so that the pattern aligns and then you evenly divide the neck across the stitches, right? Mm-hmm. What they mean is bind off one stitch at each underarm so that happens.
Oh, right.
In my size, but not in all sizes. It might be different depending on the size, and because of course it's Issair with no real explanation of how. They're like, you could also knit it this way. And you're like, oh. Anyway, the good news is it is humming back along now. I will be very truthful. You do need one hick of a project bag or something to move this around and knit with it. You need 2 balls, essentially, of each of the contrast color at all times, because it's held double throughout. Because the contrast color on this, if you guys remember from previous, is 2 strands of Highland, so 2 strands of a light fingering, and the main color is Alpaca 3, which is a bulky weight, and you're knitting this all on a 5mm needle. And don't worry, because you can also somehow knit this in Jensen.
Oh,
and the stitch counts are different, and the instructions are different, but it's the same pattern.
This is where, as Ethan has often said, you need to come along to a knit group, because often you cannot see the wood for the trees.
Come on in. It's blurred. They won't see you at the back. And head down to your usual time.
Someone else to read the pattern.
People are rolling, but we're going to keep going.
You need somebody else to read the pattern and just to decide what it actually means, or just to reaffirm what you think the pattern says and what it means. So
yes,
I can't encourage you more than what Ethan already has. If there's a knit group that you can go along and join, just to bounce ideas off, or to just sort of say, well, what do I do now?
It's definitely a way better learning experience and learning environment than going and trying to take a class.
Yeah.
I've run a lot
go to YouTube.
Yeah, I've run a lot of successful classes over the year from my perspective, but I really do believe that the most durable learning that we do as knitters is in our knit groups, which I guess brings me to my next announcement, which is that I am making a change to how I teach going forward.
Right.
So while I am here in New Zealand, which I'm going to have a different schedule going forward for my life, and you'll find out about that when you need to. This is on a need-to-know basis. But what I'm going to be doing is spending 2 hours of my Saturday morning here from 10 till 12 every single week, where I will actually be accessible to answer questions. Specifically, though, I'm going to stick to themes for each month. So September is coming up, and every September I like to do something that I call Frog It or Finish It. Which is a perfect lead-in to Flocktober, which is going to be a 2-month-long Flock extravaganza. Because I think that we've all proven that 2 months, thanks to Christine.
Yeah.
Not me. That wasn't my decision. I was like, you need a month to finish one jumper? But it turns out I was wrong. And when you admit that, it's easier, right, everybody? So what we're going to be doing is with Frog It or Finish It coming up and getting ready for Flocktober so that everybody can feel nice and comfortable, I'm going to be here to answer questions about knitting sweaters for the entire month of September on Saturday mornings. So feel free to come in with your questions and actually find me sitting there. I will help as many people as I can before I leave at 12 to go and have some lunch before I turn into a hunger demon. But that will be one of the ways that we're starting to offer some enrichment back into the community. So our usual knit group will be here. They are an amazing resource at any length of time, but if you have specific questions that you want to come get answers to, that's how I'm going to try to run this going forward.
Right.
So sweaters for a couple of months, then socks for a couple of months, and we'll just rotate through some different topics and make sure that it's posted so that you know. And that's going to be that. So a new method of teaching, just learning together in community.
Well,
boom, boom.
Since you've been away, we've had a lot of people pop in. They don't know what, but we have a variety of people down the back, so we just, it's like pass the parcel.
That's exactly
it. No, I don't really know about this. You need to talk to so-and-so. You need to talk to this person. So that's what we do. Or we all combine if we don't know and bounce ideas.
And figure it out.
And
we're stronger together.
That's right.
That's just it. So that is the, I mean, you do always come up with the coolest wits known to mankind. Okay, so with this coming up, I'm going to ask, so you're going to lead, I hope that you're going to do an Issachar knit for the delightful Flocktober that's coming up. Now, I'm going to try to hammer out a samurai as a treat to myself in the next, although I've got quite a herd of knitting to get through, so...
Yeah, well, samurai was up there, but do you know, I just love the Issachar tweed.
Yeah.
It's like... Oh my god, because then I found a cardigan, a short sleeve cardigan in the Tokyo 3-ball, which the contrasting colour is just get all your scraps and knot them together into a big ball. Right! And I have scraps.
Okay. Well, I think
and that's the alternating colour with a base, which is the tweed, so I discovered.
Here we go.
But that's sort of, that's there, because I'm sort of looking ahead to summer.
Yes.
But then I think Flocktober would be a good opportunity to really belt out a jersey for next winter, and then you're sort of ahead.
Well, it would be, except I think with Merci and Arwetta, and I mean, we have a lot of great new yarns in as well.
And there's some fabulous colours now.
Yes, and a huge expansion to our amble range, including all the minis, which is really, really exciting for those of you who are doing like the Summerly sock club, stuff like that. Or if you want stuff to, if you don't have scraps, because you're like me and you're like, I can't live with this in my life. Minis are a great way to, make scraps.
And the minis are all there in a whole range of colours, so it's just, and it's great if you just want to do a swatch.
Yeah. Well, there is a question. Did I have a good trip away? I did. Thank you to everybody for still coming into shop, coming into knit nights, and all those sorts of things. This shop is more than me, far, far more than me, and I try to make that clear all the time, especially because I don't really work here. And so everything that happened over the last couple of months is thanks to my great, great team who is behind the desk at the moment and all over. And thankfully, all from one family, which is the easiest way to hire people, it turns out, which I'm eternally grateful for. So thank you to everybody for keeping Knit Night and everything else rolling. It is proof that when we build community well, it sustains itself. So come hang out with us. It's a good time. I'm making a pelican jumper, and you will find me this Tuesday from 6:30 till 9 at Pommeroy's before I jet off to Napier for Cannes for next weekend. So I will be coming to you live from Napier next Saturday morning before I start teaching. And I will probably have a special guest that I can grab in from there.
Yeah.
I do indeed miss my mother and my whole family this time around. It was really great being back for my favorite months of the year, the hottest months of the year. And I will be heading back for Christmas because you just cannot beat Christmas with snow, guys. I'm sorry. I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but Christmas with snow is a pretty unbeatable experience. Now, if I haven't made it clear, speaking of unbeatable experiences, I was really unprepared for not having all my redesigned project bags while I was traveling. That was a literal nightmare for me. I am so used to having the whole herd of project bags at all times.
And we got a herd.
I do indeed have a herd. So if you haven't started your redesigned project bag journey, and I don't think you have, we're gonna have to talk about this. If you haven't started your redesigned project bag journey, let me tell you, it is certainly worth it. And I'm also here to agree with Christine about the yarn holders for holding your balls of yarn while you're out traveling and stuff. This one is by the lovely Emily. I'm positive if she's still doing markets and stuff, she's probably still got these. They are super awesome if you see her at a market. They are these great little fabric cups that she makes that you can snap closed and that you can snap together if you get more than one of them. They're great for color work and great for travel, so keep your eyes out for that if you're around at local New Zealand events. So, apart from that, we will see you in 2 weeks. 2 weeks, back together, back here with a better camera angle, I promise. And thank you so much for coming back to do this with me. And we will, I guess, go on with the rest of our day. Thanks for being here, everybody.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.